face. Wouldn't it be a shame if something happened to it? However, here I have to tell you that this story has a happy ending. Because that speech was not canceled. It's going to go ahead. But our leaders have a duty not to strengthen the hand of people like the person who wrote that letter. And it has a duty to stop using them and their allies as targets of outrage. In addition, those charged with protecting us have a duty to avoid self-censorship and self-delusion that can wind up including others as well. For example, as you've heard Andy McCarthy point out, the after-action report on Major Nidal Hassan's massacre at Fort Hood, which he preceded by shouting Allahu Akbar, does not mention the word Islam. The Army's Chief of Staff said on television after that massacre that the greatest tragedy would be if it had a negative effect on the Army's diversity program. John Brennan, a principal national security advisor and counterterrorism advisor to President Obama, told an audience at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, and this is a deep thinker talking to other deep thinkers, that, quote, violent extremists, unquote, attacking the United States are, as he put it, products of political, economic, and social forces, and shouldn't be described, quote, in religious terms, because to do so would create the mistaken impression that we are at war with Islam and thereby give credence to Al-Qaeda propaganda. Products of political, economic, and social forces. Let's review the bid. Osama bin Laden was a millionaire many times over. His successor, and also coincidentally, the folks who planned and carried out the 2007 attack on the Glasgow airport are physicians. The perpetrators of the 9/11 attack were well-educated university students. Umar Farouk Abdul-Muttalib, who tried to blow himself up along with his fellow passengers aboard an airplane over Detroit on Christmas Day in 2009, is the son of the former economics minister of Nigeria. Products of political, economic, and social forces. I mention John Brennan not because he's unique, but because he is a perfect symbol of the soft-headed diffidence that has infected the discourse of our public figures. Not that this is new to the point of being unprecedented. It isn't. The smart set in the 1920s ridiculed the values and lifestyle of what they called the bourgeoisie. Anti-communism was fashionable in some circles in the 1950s. And a great liberal judge, Bernard Hand, often called the greatest appellate judge ever to sit, said in an address called The Spirit of Liberty that's quoted so often that it's become shop-worn, that the spirit of liberty is the spirit that is not too sure that it is right. Well, that may be, if not exactly true, at least an affordable indulgence at times. It may even have been an affordable indulgence at the time that Hand said it, which was in the late spring of 1944, when victory against the ism of that day was, if not exactly around the corner, at least pretty well certain. But today, when we are up against people who are sufficiently sure that they are right to fly airplanes into buildings, we had best make certain that the spirit of liberty is sure enough that it is right, and that those responsible for protecting us are sure enough that it is right to keep that spirit and us alive. Thank you again for the honor of this award.